How you getting on, guys? So we're here to do obviously your July 2020 tarot reading and also channel messages, but there is nothing written down. Rooting. Someone is rooting into someone's business is pretty much what it's saying. So we're just going to go pretty much with the channel messages, what's being said, and we'll go into tarot card readings. Router, also routing something. So it could be something to do with your computer. You might be looking into buying a new computer is what they're saying, buying a new computer, but routing, like, I don't know, I see these connections of wires going from routing to routing and then routing to something else and routing. So routing, well, or shouting. There's either routing and shouting, ranting and raving and shouting. It's like shouting and shouting and shouting and shouting. I don't know if you're having a screaming match with someone or a screening test, or you're feel like you're being put to the test, but they're definitely saying a lot to do with routing, connecting things together, connecting the dots spiritually. For a lot of you, I don't know who's found the channel. It feels like someone new has found the channel. But like routing things together could be a lot to do with what I do, which is like MIDI, routing this and routing another piece of equipment to another piece of equipment to another piece of equipment. It's a little bit like a phone directory within your mind. Okay, so hopefully you can see me as soon as I do that. Like routing things together, but this is a little bit like a phone directory of what I would do in order to connect with spirit. Pretty much is that a lot of people ask me how come that you channel messages specifically for me, and that I feel like it's a personal reading. That's generally because that you're watching this channel. If you're watching it, or even a future prediction that you find it, okay, is the fact that you're finding it because I'm channeling a message for you, and you're called in order for an intriguing answer of a question that leaves you like, wow, that really does relate to me, you know, so on and so forth. But routing, you know, so we're going to go off that. But I think like within your vicinity of home and things like that, that you're having this like shouting match with someone. It feels like just impossible in order to try and get through to someone. It's like no matter how much I try, because getting through is still phone. Okay, so like, listen, ET never did say ET phone home. He actually said home phone. Right, so something to do with a home phone or a directory or like moving, and it's a phone, and it's like, oh man, this phone company. So or it's a company that you work for, and it's like, man, this company. It's like, hello, yeah, oh God, I really have to deal with this person again. So you might do this for work. I really don't know. But routing, you see, obviously is what I said, phone directory, and then when I said shouting, it feels like connection of someone that you can't get through to. Is that you just can't seem to talk and be on the same wavelength, and it doesn't matter what you do. Please don't look at this as your love life. You know, you don't be anal. You've got to kind of like really look for patterns of things that go on in your soul group and your life that mean more important to you than a relationship, right? So there's things of factors that they're saying is that there's a lot to do with like ranting, raving, and shouting, and that you can't possibly connect with someone via talking or phone or some kind of like connection. And it feels like that the connection is just kind of like, man, every time we connect, we disconnect. So, oh wow, that is a right song. Oh wow, what were they called? Sorry, they've done a band on the moon, not band on the run. No, on the moon. Wow, what were they called? Every time I disconnect, woman, very good singer. Sorry, I can't think of what they were called. They actually done Iron Man as well, which was by Ozzy Osbourne, but they've done a cover of that. I am Iron Man. Iron. See, ironic. That came through, and you did actually come through, I think. I've just done Aries reading, and that was ironic. Isn't it ironic, don't you think? Or chronic. It's like chronic, whatever this is chronic, man. So, someone's all G'd up, bruv. Someone's like, man, this is chronic. Or like someone's taking chronic illness. Some kind of chronic illness. I don't know. Some of you it's different. Chronic, the same chronic, because I keep hearing this like Cancerian, Catchphrase. That's how my spirits work. Cancerian. Something with a car. It's like car. Well, that's a good film, right? Can you see that one? Like it's like trying to get through to someone. It's kind of like, hello, I'm over here. It's like I mean, is someone a pterodactyl out there, or dactyl? The name dactyl or dactyl, dactyl, or the or a drug. Dactyl, something dacta, dac, because I'm hearing dac, back. I don't know what it is. You might be into the sequencers of the Digitech. Wow, Digitech, what a cool machine. But deck, some decks and stuff like that. Man, someone could have well found this channel that's into music. I don't know, because I'd run this channel, but I'm in the music, trying to get in the music industry, but trying to get into the music scene, okay. But anyway, come off that. For the spiritual people, there's this I'm trying to get into the scene, I'm just trying to get in, and I'm trying to be seen, and I'm trying to be seen, and I'm trying to get fit in, and I'm trying to fit in, I'm just trying to fit in. And some of you are trying to squeeze onto a new suit or something. You're like, man, this suits me to a glove, like a glove. But like suits, trivial pursuit. It's like a guessing game. I feel like someone's like really trying to guess. Like it's like guess who? It's like I'm back. It's like guess who? Well, you guess who? And it's like, what do you mean guess who? It's like just give me a clue. And it's like it could be a Piscean, right? But it's kind of like when someone's kind of like you know, right? And you're like, no, I've got no idea. And you're like, no, of course you know. It's like catchphrase. It's kind of like, no, you know. And you're like, no, bruv, I've got no idea where you're coming from. It's like we're not on the same wavelength. It's like, oh, well, I thought you knew. And you're like, fuck no, bruv. Oh, sorry, YouTube, sorry. But again, it's kind of like, no, I've got no idea where you're coming from. It's like, no, like hell no. It's like, no, I don't know what you mean. And it's kind of like whoever that you're talking to, right? Or that conflict with, it's like that. I mean, there's a possibility that you can read minds. It's like, trust me, it can get very confusing at times. But I'm picking up Times, like the Times, the newspaper, the Times. I don't know if you have that in other parts of the country. In the UK, we have the Times and the Citizen and stuff like that. The Citizen, citizenship. Some of you could be looking into the relationship as of the sip, the syrup. What on earth is going on? Sorry, I will figure them out. Give me a time, Taurus. Sipping, tripping. Some of you, man, could well be tripping. You might like the new intro that I kind of done. That was a very quick intro that I kind of put together. And a piece of music. It literally only took a day, so it's not great. But I'm going to put it out just for people to watch with a full version. If you like the music in particular, I'm hoping to just make sure that I've uploaded everything. It does come out here, but if you just want one place for music, then go to Lucid Dream Tarot Music, my other channel. Okay, I'm going to call it something different, I think. But Lucid Dream Tarot Music as it stands at the moment. I can find the link below. But like serum, see, serum is also still that. Syrup. Serum is a lot of you. Why on earth am I keep getting directed back towards music? So, because I'm thinking a lot of you are kind of like, no, this has got absolutely nothing to do with me. But Serum is a VST that you can get, and and you download it, and it gives you all the. It's not a hardware. It's software that goes on your computer that makes loads of strange noises. Okay, but syrup or some kind of like cough syrup or coughing, lupus or coughing. That came out through your actual readings, through where I did the general collective reading. Syrup, like coughing dodger. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, okay, because that would relate to 4, which was rest. See, you came up in Aries reading, and there was someone that could possibly be lost, but you've really got to watch the extendeds for that, okay. Because they had what you do with this information, don't abuse it, okay. And I think that is slowly coming through into your reading, which is don't abuse something, which is abuse, which is either I don't want to mention children, but you did, Steve. Everybody says please be honest. Child abuse is what I'm hearing. Child abuse. Now, really coming off the very weird factors of child abuse can still be childhood trauma, childhood. It could be the child that's doing it. Okay, like, oh man, sorry. I hate it when all these messages come up, basically, without being banned from Yuzu, is that there could be where this is happening to a child, and it doesn't have to be anything strange. It can just be the fact that it's mental abuse. Okay, there's also, for some, it could be the other kind of abuse. But whatever it is abusing one's rights, religion, and power. And this is something strange going on in the church. I'll just put that out there. Take me to church. Something's going on very strange in the church. Now, the predictions, okay, just keep an eye out for them. Okay, keep an eye out. I think you're keeping an eye out. I really do. Iron, ironic, iron, ion, lion. Possible Leo, right? I don't know whether this is like where something's going on with your child and they're a Leo, or a Leo's involved somehow around like a disorder of something, like depression or mental. I mean, it's still a mental illness, is depression. Okay, so like keeping an eye on someone. But for some of you, this is coming through as like in the church, right? Where you're like, man, there is something. Because I just heard too late for the Christmas pageant, and it's kind of, I thought it was the trash. And I keep hearing people calling someone like Trashy, like you're nothing but trashy or crashy. Oh dear, okay, be careful. Crash, like crash and burn. Like I've got no idea where this is coming from because I'm seeing chaos. K's catalogs of chaos. It's like chaos and chaos. Kellogg's for some reason. I don't know. Like branding or like a brand, like a name and a brand. It's like, well, this is my name and this is my brand, or the name Brandon or Lee, but Brandon, like Brandon, because in Brandon, and a brand and a band 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 and a band, or abandoned. So like a band. I don't know why I'm seeing like a band that goes on here. This is like a cancer research or something, but like a band, like a wristband or something, right? So, or like abandoned, like feeling abandoned, or someone has been abandoned. Steve, you just said that 3 times. Yeah, I'm trying to grasp what they're saying. Something to do with like abandonment issues, that someone can't live with you, can't live without you, can't live, just I can't live with or without you. There's some kind of like need that is here in your energy where it can't be matched and it can't be met. It's like we can't meet, like physical. I mean, I did predict stage 2 of stuff that's going on. I did say cancer. Okay, for some it was stage 2 of stuff that's going to be going on. Keep an eye out. But again, you know, that's not me. I'm waiting for a test because of what people may have seen where I said about stuff. And I'm waiting for my test. It should be here today or tomorrow. But I don't give power to negativity. I really don't. You know, I have goodwill. I have a goodwill to survive. See, Eye of the Tiger. But a goodwill, like a good bill, like the name Bill, or a goodwill. It's kind of like, well, I'm just sticking in here waiting for the will. And it's kind of like, I wish you'd cock it. Right? And you're kind of like, well, I'm just sticking in here, really. The only reason I'm here is because there's a good lot of money in something. I mean, that really does happen in family situations where there's like inheritances and things like that. And I mean, my dad passed, he was Aries, 10 years ago or more, and he always was like, son, this is going to be your place. This is, you know, I'm doing all of this for you and the family and everything else, and one day it'll be yours, and blah, 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 blah. And then certain circumstances of narcissism, people use that against you and use it and abuse it and start threatening you with... but either way, that kind of thing is there, you know, because this is a quite big property. So, I mean, people's life, they take on paths, and you are dealt with the hand that you're dealt in life, okay? And to deal with that hand, you have to deal with the situation at hand, okay? So whatever situation it is that you find yourself in, it has to be dealt with, okay? Meaning that you either have choices of just staying put and just dealing with it and just kind of like, well, I can either live with you or live without you, but I just got to deal with it. A lot of people in marriages, they actually go through this, you know, where they stay together for the children, they stay together because they've been together forever, okay, and they just kind of like, or Heather, the name Heather, but we just stay together forever, and it's kind of like forever and ever, it's like ever and ever, ever and ever, ever and ever, over and over. So it's kind of like it's over before it began, it's over, it's a weird cycle that I can't quite figure out fully for you guys, of where I'm going to kind of start to move on, but also channeled still, where I think I'm going to start to move on. Like, I'm just going to move on with my life and just carry on the way I am, okay, and be the way, because like I said, guys, you have to realise that you can never really be you can be something else, right? You can be something else, but you can never really not be the person that you are. You can be the person in a different circumstance of life, because life will start to change for the person that you've entered into. That's stepping across from the dream to the dream, from the metaphysical to the actual physical. Okay, that's a Skype call. But you see, you can change, okay, and we do physically and everything else, but your energy can change. That can make you have a different belief of certain things, right? Can make you disbelieve or believe in yourself when you wake up. But generally, stepping into the dream, you're still going to be a person that has physically changed their belief. Okay, your belief is basically, what I'm trying to say is that you'll always be what you're supposed to be internally, right? You change because you're supposed to. You change with the weather changes, Heather changes, right? But everything changes. Everything changes but you. Oh, wow, what was that? Boyzone, was it? Who was that? No, that was Robbie, right? Everything changes but you. You're 1,000 miles apart, but you know I love you, girl. Whoa. Why do I like only really that one song? Very strange. But yeah, I mean, it's a song, right? Well, I'm hearing also your song. Down the bum. Yeah, your song. This what's his name, right? Steve, come on with your trivia. When you're on the spot, it's very difficult when you're trying to channel or so hear a song in your head and then get it out. Okay, so there could be something to do with same-sex relationships if someone's trying to come out. You know, this possibility. But yeah, we're going to leave those there, guys. Okay, because I'm so many readings to do, and I want to leave a little bit of suspense for tier 2. Now, something that I've just come up with just as I finished areas that really didn't mention it to them. For tier 2, okay, please stick in there for this one, because people ask questions after and they skipped it. We'll pretty much go on to what I'm going to do. On tier 2, okay, I'm going to ask a question of who you are, okay, your name, okay, and then a question of like, if I do this in life, because free will, everybody always in general readings or any other reading or a personal one, they ask a lot of free will questions. So the way that you work around that is that I'm going to start asking questions on Patron for tier 2 members and say, what's your name? And then a circumstance of something that you might want to do, right? What will happen if I take this choice? What will happen if I do this? What will my future look like if I take this choice here and there and everywhere? Okay, so pretty much I can do personal readings for those, but I'm going to do it also for tier 2 members, but just a couple of cards, just a couple of free cards. My name is this, and I will post them up, but wait for me to post them, and I will post it as a text and say, okay, names, star sign, and just very, very, very quick, not like this is my life. No, okay, just my name and I've got this choice. If I take it, what's my outcome? Bosh, and I'll do the readings. I'll try and do them all in one and put them out for people that are on tier 2. Stay towards the end and I will explain if further for other things, okay? Oh man, that gets so tiring having to explain to a camera and thinking everybody's thinking, Steve, look, you know, we're not bothered, bruv. We just get on with the reading. Right? So, let's see. But then you see, you get other people that do want to know, and then they don't want to know, and some people do, and I mean, that's people. That's people. That's people. People. Let's see. Well, that's the public, right? That's the public. The public eye, being in the public eye. Some of you could actually physically be in the public eye, but you're suffering from some kind of anxiety, is what they're saying. That don't give power to anxiety. You know, don't, because it's the lion as well. Definitely a big Leo in your energies, okay, but the lion is pretty much what, when I used to do community work, drug work and all that sort of thing, and going through it myself of years of anxiety and panic attacks, okay, that it's pretty much known as the thing that's in front of you that is physically not there. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing there. The more you give power to being something wrong, the more you feed energy into fear, anxiety. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't self-destruct. Don't give in to temptation and illusion. That's Seven of Cups. Okay, don't give in to illusion and things like that. I definitely feel like there's a lot of control and narcissism around you. Okay, which is like someone trying to make you believe in something other than you trying to believe in what you're worth, and you do it yourself for yourself. You're independent. You're grown adults. Okay, so sorry, I'm really being a little bit condescending, but generally when you're going through narcissism, confusion, anything like that, is what I am feeling for some of you is here. Is a lot of what someone's trying to make you believe in something other than what you want to believe in. If you want to believe in it, you go right ahead and you believe in it, and you just do it, right? So you do that, but there is someone here that tries to stop that tries to stop you from believing in yourself to do it for you. Okay, so you've got well, that's gaslighting, really. I'll go for it. So let's see. So let's have a quick look at the past for Taurus. But we are on mid energy of June for me, mid, okay, and I'm doing all of these and I'll put them out July, okay, so you'll be seeing this timeline that I'm at, but time cannot be predicted of when or where, ever, really. You can never predict where, when, or ever, but you can't, so who knows, right? But you can use to simply ask a question. I'm not going to go into metaphysics. But let's see, so look at past, let's show me the recent past for Taurus. The recent past for Taurus, please. Show me the recent past for Taurus. Reese, I'm hearing Reese. Re. I'm hearing re, or ring. A lot of ringing. You can ring my bell, you can ring my bell. 3. So, well, I'm just sitting here standing at the crossroads, but I took a chance, and I took an option, but it's just left me now wondering, okay? I did have a choice, I did have an option, but I'm still just doing the same old thing, running over the same old ground, just like two fish in a fish bowl. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fish bowl. Go fishing. Let's see, show me the past, please. Really? Too many cards. Children are definitely involved. There's the lion. It could possibly be Leo, okay? Around that. Doesn't mean they're lying. It just means that it's possible there is more mercurial energies for me, is 8. But again, you see, it's like, well, I want to talk. Can we talk? And it's like, well, I've just been sitting here waiting for you to talk. So all it takes is a phone directory. This is a medium as well. It's the most spirituous card ever. Because this is connecting, okay, putting the dots, connecting them. 6, 7, 8, 9. So the connection is there, but again, because of the 9, that's the 9 of Wands, which is control, confusion, you know, where someone could have been overextending their offer, okay, and then things got very difficult for a child here. Could also be a child. And they got caught right in the middle of it. And they got in the middle of someone trying to make a decision, and then somebody asked them a personal question and got an answer that they didn't really want. And then they pretty much delivered that straight up and put it straight on the line. Okay, but I'm not going to go too much into these on here. Okay, but like I said, tier 2, when we go into the 1st to 15th, 15th to 30th, we really go deep in here, because past and present creates your future, so you can look into changing them. Okay, so we do them, but we don't clarify the past and the present. Show me the present tense of Taurus. Presently, what's going on with Taurus? There's Aries and, oh, I was going to say, well, That's come out in reverse. That's avoiding. You see, avoiding someone. It feels like that it feels like that you've reconciled with someone, okay, that you've gone through a traumatic situation, but you have pretty much dodged a bullet in a way, that you've dodged, or you're trying to dodge someone, because there is a lot of 7 in up, because you've got 7 upright, 7 downright. So downright rude is what I'm hearing, like downright rude. It's just downright madness. Downright madness. It's like down dirty in Las Vegas, down and dirty in Las Vegas is what I'm hearing. Low blow, like a low blow, down and dirty. There could be the dirty 30s where someone is really like, oh, I'm just turned 30. So I'm hearing that one. Dirty 30, I'm hearing the dirty 30, dirty 30, dirty. Someone's got a dirty mind also. Okay. But again, I can't do anything with those because I can't clarify them. But presently, it feels like that you're taking a stand, okay, that you're trying to dodge a bullet, you've avoided it, okay, whatever that is, whoever this person is, doesn't have to mean that I'm picking on anybody. Don't ever look at a tarot card reading and say that I'm picking on someone, but someone felt like that they were being picked on, okay, that there was pick me, or Pac-Man. It's kind of like, meh, 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 meh. It's like, no, I'm not doing all of that, and I am avoiding it. There seems to be a lot of obsessive behaviour of avoiding someone, okay? Because the Tower will avoid any kind of like circumstance of anybody that just flips a script. And as soon as they start screaming, shouting, ranting, raving, the Tower will mean that I am going to avoid you. There's no getting on the same par. We're not on the same wavelength. When we talk, it just doesn't work. Okay, but I'm still willing to do all of this. I'm still willing to go backwards, forwards. This could even be something trivial over a car, right? Of like travelling and I'm really finding it very difficult to channel your terror at the minute. So let's start to look at. I think you're just avoiding someone. I think there's a lot of energy around you where there's a lot of like clashing of the titans, clashing of the heads, and you just can't seem to get on the same wavelength because someone's in control and someone's out of control. This chariot can be out of control. Show me now for July, please. July for Taurus. Show me July for Taurus. Show me July. It's coming up in July. The Star. Wow, so things again start to heal. You've got a lot of major arcanas to kick off your present and future. There are things written out there for you to discover that you want, okay? And it's written that way for you to be who you are. Your destiny is mapped out for you. It is. I mean, how can you ever tell that your destiny is not mapped out for you? Okay? Because a lot of people can say, oh, your destiny is written by yourself and you create it yourself. You do, but who's to say that it never is actually meant for you to experience that? That's why you get a calling of answering it to change your perspective of life to become something else. So you've got dreams. Wow, the Lovers. Wow, man, this is coming good. Well, at the moment, but they're all they're all major. They're all major. I think you do have a Sergeant Major around you. Could be Aries, because that is a Sergeant Major. Okay, the majority is like, well, we need to look at the majority. Or John, the name John, but we need to look at the majority of everything. We need to, well, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of love for family. There's a lot of love for, you're just clashing. I just can't get away from this, that you're clashing with someone. There's a lot of family, a lot of everybody. Showing myself bare, you know, just like, well, I'm bare. There's 2 people that are bare here. So you might be showing your partner a picture of yourself, maybe. Let's see. So for Taurus. There's Libra, there's Leo. Some of these are upside down. But we're not going to read reversals. The Sun, man. Wow, so this is becoming really good, but again, every single possible major arcana Under the sun. Under the sun. Under the sun. I didn't really want to take that card yet, but you can't miss that one. There are so many things that are possible with this reading that I really can't read it until we get over to the extended. Because these are major happenings that are going to be happening with the family, for sure, for business, for opportunities in life, to reconcile, to be with it, to be who you... This is kind of like you can be whoever you want to be, right? But there are a lot of decisions that are still yet to be made by Jasmine, an orgasm, by Jasmine. I'm hearing Jasmine, you're going to have to make a decision, Jasmine. JJ, I'm also hearing JJ or Vajay. Oh, someone could have a Vajay. Oh, well, obviously, you would have. Or they want a Vajay. Oh, someone could be going for a sex change. Who knows? But a vajazzle is what I'm hearing. Dazzling. Like, this is dazzling. Dazzle? Or Daryl? Danny or Daryl? I'm picking up. Donald. Hello, this is Donald Donaldson from... Sorry. That is phone jacker. Hello, this is Donald Donaldson. Hello, I'd like to order a... Sorry? Has anybody ever seen Phone Jacker? Yeah. I just can't... I can't connect with your energy. Because they're all major Makanas. Major Makana. I'm hearing Makana. Makana. I'm hearing the name Makana or Connor. Connor or Makana. Someone could be like expecting... thanks, Spirit, for helping me out. Like Makana cards. Like Major Makana. But the name Connor Reeves. Or the name... Or there's going to be a family member. Like a new addition to the family and it's a baby. Okay, and then you might be calling it Connor, or you do have a child called Connor. But I'm hearing Connor, like a cornucopia of just like happiness. This is winning something. Like some of you could well have gone through like the mustard of something here, right? And that this is kind of like, well, now we're on top. Some of you are physically on top of one another, right? You are. It's kind of like, do you want top, middle, or bottom? This is bunking. I don't know why I hear bunking. Someone could be bunking off school if you've got kids, but bunking, shacking up with someone, or Jackie, whole heart Jackie, sorry, but jacket, like Full Metal Jacket. Again, there's a Jackie here, but there's a Jackie here. Right, but there's a Full Metal Jacket, which is Sergeant Major. Right, now there's a major, they keep saying that there's something major going to be happening here, right, and that did come through the Aries reading where I gave advice for that. You're going to have to watch the Aries reading, you probably have, which I said that you're going to get some information and it depends what you do with it, and don't change it, stick by it, right? And you've got energy here of possible like a big decision that has to be made. But it brings in loads of stuff here. It's kind of like everybody wins. But I heard Full Metal Jacket, like someone at home, like goes through something of someone that's like very, like I heard religious, but like strictness, strictly come dancing, strictler or sickler. Wow, I'm hearing some very strange channel messages. Sickler. Like a signal. It is. Did I channel that for you? Where I said someone's kind of like, guess who? And you're like, okay, Aries had judgment here. Someone got to reconcile with someone. So what do you reckon? Right? Because you're going to have to watch the extendeds. But, because I had the kind of like I'm back, or the what you do with it now. because there's a winning energy here, where it's like, depends now what you do with it. Now you've got everything that you want, you've got everything that you need, so it depends what you do with it. Okay, which is like a downfall, or like a downfall of something. Someone's going to fall down as well. Like, I don't know if it could be an elderly person. So if you're an Aries watching, I don't know, it doesn't seem you're an elderly person. But I just heard falling down, like falling for someone. Like, I'm falling for someone. So this could be someone new here for a lot of you, and that's why it's slightly confusing. Because I always forget to mention for the people that could meet someone new, and you're falling for someone. Could be a Piscean, which is the Fool, but you could be falling for someone. You kind of like got now a plan where you are like, we're going to go. You know, we've signed on the dotted line, and we're off. Like, we are moving. We're taking the family with us, and we've got an answer that we wanted from Justice, which was yes, because that's a yes card, and that's everybody in the family. So I think we're slowly getting there. Sorry, it took me a little while to get. It's very difficult sometimes to just channel major arcanas. So there's major happenings, but you could well be like looking into now moving with a family, or that you've got everything that you want now, and this could be plans that you want to be with your person and go with them, and that you've got a plan now to like go with a family and live with them, stay there, because they could have a bigger place, a bigger house or something, and you're kind of like, well, you can all come here, or just stay here. Okay, it's possible. Or someone's moving like near you, like the family's moving, and they're moving like near you, or it's you moving near where you're going to either meet this person, or you're going to be a lot closer, energetically, but also closer, physically closer. Okay, I just heard move closer, move your body real closer to you. Yeah, feel like we're really close. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop babbling. Okay, guys. So very quickly, if you want a personal reading, you can reach out from the link below. Sorry if this was very kind of like that. I can't give you a lot of answers like I normally do, because you need minor arcanas in order to know whether there's conflict or not. And so that's where these energies, hopefully, they don't change for anything good, but everything changes but you. So everybody changes. Everybody changes but you. Okay. So if you want to join Tier 2, this goes to Tier 1 and Tier 2. This one is just $5. If you join Tier 2, this goes there too. But the 1st until the 15th, and the 15th until the 30th, or 31st, how many other days there is, all of the rest just go on to Tier 2. And then also, so if you're wondering and thinking, where is all of the other readings from the 1st until the 15th, and so on and so forth, and the channel messages and the predictions and all that kind of stuff, they're only over on Tier 2 now, okay? But you still do have an option if you just want to watch this one. And then I will do what I said, which is with Tier 2 members, is that I will post something up. I will say, what is your name, your star sign, and what question is it that you want to know about if you take this option, what happens if I take that option? Or if I take option B, what happens if I do that? Okay, there won't be very many cards, but they are just something extra added that I'm going to start to put onto Tier 2 members. Okay, thanks very much for your time. Hopefully see you over on Patreon, guys, and I'll catch you again soon.